What's up, guys? Jeff here. Hope you guys are having an awesome day. This is story time, I guess. Um, I was gonna call it my paranormal experience, but I guess it's paranormal. But I'm not sure yet, so you guys can tell me if you think it's a paranormal experience or not. But I've seen a YouTube video, and she was explaining her paranormal experience, and that just got me thinking of what happened to me long time ago. And I decided, hey, why not share this with you guys? Maybe you guys have a paranormal experience. If you do, if you want to share it, you can leave a comment down below. Or if you want to make a video, that'll be awesome, you know. But yeah, this is just me telling you guys my experience. First of all, it's been a long time, so I'm not sure how old I was. I was a kid, and I was a fat kid. All right, long time ago, many years ago, I was maybe 10 years old, 12 years old, I'm not sure. But I used to live on top, on the second floor, and in the bottom it was my mom's aunt and uncle, I think. And she used to make me chocolate pudding all the time. It was the best pudding in the world. I used to just sit there on the table and just watch her make the chocolate pudding, and I would just demolish the whole bowl. The basement downstairs, it was the scariest basement in the world. When you went to go down the stairs, right? Alright, you go down the stairs, then it ends and you take a left. And then there's a few rooms way in the back, and then there's like a little kitchen area, but it doesn't look like a kitchen because the basement is like old school. So it's very dirty. But in that kitchen, they used to make sausages. I'm Portuguese, so they used to make a lot of sausages down that basement. They had a little sausage grill and everything. I would only go down there with people. I would never go down there by myself. I tried once before, but I've always remembered that was the scariest basement ever. There was one time I had people down there, and I went down there and I went to one of the rooms, and I heard that there were a bunch of toys in this room, but in the closet, and they were like way on top. So I tried to get there, and I felt something. It was like hair, and maybe a mask, maybe a wig, I don't know. But at that time, at that age, I got scared and I zoomed on out of there. But that's not the experience, though. That's just me explaining to you how the basement was like. I moved away. Okay, I moved away about just down the street. Takes about a nice 5-10 minute walk. But we visited almost every day, and there was one day that we went down there to visit, and she was not making chocolate pudding, but she was very sick, and she had a nurse. So my mom went there to make sure everything was okay, and I went with my mom. I basically went everywhere with my mom and dad. But so there's this room in her house. This room is a huge living room, but it's not being used. It's all storage. There are bars on the window, and the windows are closed. Nobody uses this room. Nothing but storage. There's old crap. But when we were sitting on the kitchen table, somebody knocked on the door, on that room door. And I'm like, who's that? And they were like laughing, like, oh, that's, I guess somebody died in that house. I don't know the details of who died, but somebody died in that house. Now, I'm a kid, so like my memory is like, I don't remember. I just remember the part that really scared the shit out of me. So I heard a knock, boom, knock. and they're joking around saying like, "Oh, somebody died here. It's a spirit. This and that." I'm already getting scared. Like what? You know? And then the doorknob. No joke. The doorknob moved. Like not like a bunch of times. Like it just like try to open the door. I seen that, and they were still joking around. I knew that there was nobody in there. I don't know what happened to me. I freaked out. I ran out of that house, and I was a kid, maybe 10, 11 years old, and I ran out of there without my mom. I went running, like a 5-minute run, back to my house, and that was it. I don't remember ever going back there. Maybe I've gone back there with my mom, but I was always a little worried. I did not want to go back into that room. So, a few years later, in my teens, well, actually, I don't know. Dino, if you're watching this, let me know. I'm not sure how old we were, but my friend Dino used to hang out with me like every day, and we moved back towards that house, but like it was behind the house, you know. So it was behind the house on an alleyway, and we moved back to that neighborhood. And when I used to go outside in the backyard to smoke my cigarettes, I would see, you know, the back of the house and the backyard. So one time, me and my friend Dino, we went out, you know, and we did what we normally did at that time, you know. And we were talking about like aliens, like, you know, just having some deep conversations. And then I told him that story. As I was telling them that story, we were outside, you know, in the back of my house where we can see that house that I was just talking to you guys about the doorknob. And I was telling him what happened, and he already knew this because I told him that story a bunch of times. But as I was telling him this, he felt something, and he just dropped to the ground. That's it. He just dropped to the ground. He wasn't feeling well, but something hit him. Something hit him. He dropped to the ground. You know, and you know, he slept over that night. You know, I wanted to make sure that he was okay. And all throughout the rest of the night, you know, we were telling ghost stories, aliens, you know, just like really deep conversations. But you know, I've always wondered like what exactly caused him to like just completely black out after telling him that story. And we were right behind the house. He just completely blacked out, like he was sitting like this, and like something just pushed him back. I'm glad he didn't fall down the freaking steps. But he just went down. Dino, if you're watching this, let me know if I'm saying it right, because you were there, and that was just really weird. Also, that house that happened, where my buddy Dino passed out. When we moved to that house, we had the first floor, and then we had like a basement apartment. So we had like 2 floors. It was an awesome house. Coming through the back door, which was awesome, is you go down the stairs, like a little half spiral down the stairs, and there was carpet, wall to wall, ceiling, floor, carpet everywhere. You know, even on the steps. So if you were to fall down the stairs, there's padding, and you won't get hurt. It was very weird. As soon as we get into the basement apartment, when we first moved in there, it was a mess. First of all, it's not the landlord's fault. He's a family friend, and we had to move out, so we didn't have any time. So we said, "Hey, you know what? We'll take care of the place. Don't worry about it, because we have to move in as soon as possible." You know. But the place was a complete mess, and my room in that basement, I picked my room to be in that basement, and there was some other rooms too, but I picked, you know, to be in that basement. And man, no joke, guys, I'm not even lying to you. Maybe the people there got pissed off because they had to leave. I don't know, but there was 666 on the walls. You know, we're like red marker, or like black marker, There was a couple of holes punched in the walls. A huge mess on the floors. The room that I decided to take had a picture of Jesus, and the glass looked like it was punched in, like cracked, you know. And I was like, what? You know, I was like, what's going on here? Like, who lived here? Like, this is messed up. Why would you punch a picture of Jesus? It's like those old school metal frames. It's like, you know, it's like weird, you know. But I found, you know, 666 on the walls, and I think there was something else, but I'm not sure what it was. But that's when we first moved into that house. You know, it was very strange. At nighttime, you do hear a few things, but you know what? That's probably just the house. At first, it was a little freaky. Like when you know, my first night I spent there was kind of creepy. You know, like you always felt like there was somebody at the door, or if you're like not facing the door, like if I'm facing the wall and the door's behind me, it felt like somebody was behind me. I don't know if that's just, you know, me, but I always felt that way. But that feeling went away because we stayed there for a good 5 years, I think. Also, in that house, like when I opened my room door, there was like a closet, right? When I opened this closet, there was a board. We kicked that board, and that board brought us in to a different apartment. It was very weird. Now, the people at that apartment, they moved away already. But I had no idea that I had access to this person's apartment just by kicking this board. That's strange. I mean, I wish I would have known that because I would have got that fixed. Like, you know, take that board, put a wall there. Like, why would you put a board there, you know? And I guess somebody died in there like years ago, and there was like, you know, like a nice one of those wooden crates things, you know, like the crate with the lid and lock, but there was no lock. But it looked like old guy clothes. It had some old money in there, and it looked like somebody that passed away, like clothes that they just wanted to keep but they left behind. We didn't touch nothing. We just left everything there. I'm like, I'm not touching this because they're probably going to come back for this, you know. And put the board back up, you know, sealed it, and I think I told the landlord about it too, you know, because it's just very strange. But yeah, I'm not sure if it's a paranormal activity. I'm not sure why my friend passed out. Not sure why that doorknob moved and it knocked. Who was in there? There was nobody in there. I mean, I've been to a lot of cemeteries, like ghost hunting and stuff like that. I've never seen any actual ghosts. Never seen anything like that. I mean, I've heard steps, but that could be just my imagination. Because there was one cemetery that a lot of guys used to go to, and they say like, oh, I hear steps, or like sometimes you get like a cold breeze down your neck. I never got the cold breeze. I did hear a step or two, like somebody's walking towards us. I forgot the cemetery. I forgot the name of the cemetery, but you can't go there anymore. It's shut down, and if you walk in there, it's no trespassing. You will get arrested. And I believe a lot of ghost hunters, paranormal hunters, I'm not sure who they are, but they were caught there trespassing, and they all got charged for trespassing. At that time that I went, there was no trespassing signs, you know. So it's like, oh, we're just gonna go to a cemetery, you know. We didn't disrespect nobody. We didn't, you know, vandalize anything. We just walked through the cemetery because like that was cool, you know. Like it was dark, it was scary, you know. Yeah. Let me, you know, it's not crazy. I know it's not like oh, I seen a ghost. It's not a crazy story, but I feel like I should just share with you guys. It's a very long video, and hope it's not boring. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys have any weird experiences, any weird paranormal experiences.